listening, my lost soul? Tell me, have you ever met someone who knew too much to be innocent and still kept that calm gaze, as if hiding a secret beneath their skin? This is one of those stories, one that shouldn't be told, but refuses to be forgotten. And like all things that insist, it found shelter in me. And now I share it with you. Her name was Helena Marlowe. She looked like any ordinary woman. A devoted wife, the kind who tends to her roses, smiles at the neighbors at the market, and knows, with almost supernatural precision, the exact moment a cake turns golden in the oven. Helena was, or at least appeared to be, just like everyone else. But there was something about her, something I saw deep down, something not quite ordinary, something different. I could feel it. She and Jonathan had been married for nearly 12 years, a stable marriage, no big surprises, no big dramas. Jonathan was methodical, controlling, the type who irons his shirt every morning, picks his tie by the exact shade of blue, and always closes the door with the same pressure. He didn't deviate. Nothing threw him off. And Helena knew. She knew him so well. She could predict every move, every glance. That's why, when he disappeared, the emptiness she felt was more than physical absence. It was as if something had been ripped from the very fabric of her life, from the stitching of her reality. It was an ordinary morning. Jonathan left the house like always. Pressed shirt, navy blue tie, firm steps on the floorboards. Suddenly. But that night, he didn't come back. Nor the next. Nor the one after that. Helena began searching. Posters, phone calls, police reports, whispers behind doors. The question echoed in murmurs. Where is Jonathan? And the house began to shrink around her, as if the walls, the furniture, even the air were getting heavier with time. But deep down, she already knew Jonathan wasn't coming back. The weeks passed. Newspapers lost interest. The rain washed away the flyers. The void stretched like a dense, unmovable cloud. And then she went silent. She cried until she couldn't anymore, until silence replaced the tears. But then he came back. It was late afternoon. The sun hung low in the sky, bathing the garden in a golden, melancholic glow. Helena was there, tending her roses like she always did. The scent of flowers was her balm, even as Jonathan's disappearance still haunted her. That's when she heard the gate. A simple sound, but the tone was strange, cold. She turned, and there was Jonathan, standing at the garden gate. Same shirt, same haircut, same smile, though restrained, as if waiting for something to be said. Something he didn't yet know how to ask for. But when her eyes met his, something was wrong. And she felt it. And deep down, she knew. He said he remembered nothing. 6 whole months had vanished from his mind. No explanation, no clues. The family rejoiced. Neighbors brought flowers and casseroles, along with a hollow sense of relief, like everything had snapped back into place. But Helena, she watched with the eyes of someone who knows. The next morning, she made his tea, like she always did. Jonathan always drank it bitter. Adding sugar is a betrayal, he'd say. One of those small quirks that made her smile, because he never compromised. But that morning, he reached for a sugar cube, dropped it into the cup with a smile that felt empty. "I missed this," he said. Helena's heart froze. No, he'd never do that. She knew, but she said nothing. She simply observed. And that was only the beginning. Day by day, more cracks began to show. Jonathan, who used to get excited about golf tournaments, who once canceled dinners just to watch a game, didn't ask about the one she recorded, didn't care, didn't even pretend to remember his supposed passion. He acted like Jonathan, but he wasn't Jonathan. One night, Helena woke without knowing why. No sound, no dream. Just that sharp, cold feeling in the air. She opened her eyes. Jonathan was there, lying next to her, his face inches from hers, and he was smiling. But the smile wasn't human. It wasn't real. She pulled away, breath shallow, her voice trembling. "What is this?" He took his time, cold as steel. "Sometimes I can't believe this is real," and turned to sleep, as if it were nothing. Just another moment in the routine of marriage. But Helena didn't sleep at all that night. The next morning, young Lucas from next door came by to play with Jonathan. It was a scene she could never have imagined. Jonathan, who always avoided children, now laughing, chasing Lucas around the yard like the world's favorite uncle. Helena stood at the window, dread rising in her chest. She looked at the boy, then at Jonathan, and then she saw it. The look, the curve of the chin, tiny details, too similar. The next day, Anna, the boy's mother, brought over a brownie. "For Jonathan," she said with a forced smile. But there was something in her eyes, something she couldn't hide. Fear. Helena saw it, and fury filled her. She snapped, called Anna nosy, jealous, disgusting. And Jonathan? Oh, he laughed, calmly, almost affectionately. He kissed Helena's forehead as if she were a child, as if he knew something she didn't yet understand. But the real Jonathan, he would have defended Anna. He always did. And in that moment, Helena knew that wasn't Jonathan. Not anymore. You're wondering now, aren't you? Could it be trauma? Amnesia? Yes, that's what the doctors would say. The police, the specialists. But Helena knew. Not because of the tea, or the golf, or Anna. She knew because of the scar. Jonathan had one on the side of his forehead. She gave it to him in a moment of desperation with a golf club. But now, nothing. The skin was flawless, untouched, perfect. And that's why tonight, Helena Marlowe is sitting at the edge of her bed, a shovel in her hands, thinking about the rose bushes she planted herself, thinking about the soil that now feels heavier, darker, colder, wondering if she should dig, just to confirm what she already knows. Because she knows. She knows Jonathan couldn't have come back. He must still be there, beneath the flowers, wearing the navy blue tie with the scar that never healed. But now, someone else wears his face. Someone else sleeps beside her. And whoever it is, it's not her husband. So, did you feel it? The weight of this story? The doubt, the fear, that chilling sense that darkness can slip into our lives when we least expect it? If you did, then you know. You feel it. And if you're still here, congratulations for not running. But perhaps the worst is still to come. Now that the story has been told, you have a choice: to return to your safe path, far from the shadow, or take one more step toward it. Because who knows what's waiting there in the darkness of your own reality. If this story touched your soul, or if perhaps you feel that cold creeping up your spine, stay with me. Follow me for more whispers from the dark, and share it with those who dare to explore the unseen corners of our world. But remember, not all truths are meant to be uncovered. Good night, my darlings. I'll be waiting for you in the next Whisper from the Dark.